Hi, welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and this is the aftermath. What can I say after Saturday? I'm still angry. You know what? There's no glossing over. There's no trying to be positive. That performance, that result on Saturday was an absolute disgrace. It's as simple as that. You know, it's just totally unacceptable for Arsenal Football Club to get beaten by Blackburn at home in the FA Cup. I mean, when I saw that draw, when that draw came through, I was like, yes, we've got a great chance of progressing this now. We've got Blackburn, not the greatest team, and we've got them at home. We beat them 7-1 last season. We've got them at home. This is a brilliant chance to progress. And what do? We turn up. We just trot around. All right, yes, we had loads of chances. Not decisive enough. And we get caught on the break, make a mistake. Szczesny, don't know what he was doing, just parried it back in. The first thing he had to do in the game, and he messed it up. And they score. And then they just hold on till the end and get the victory. And it was just so upsetting. And I'm going to be honest, I have never, ever heard so many boos, so much sustained booing at the end of an Arsenal game at the Emirates Stadium. I mean, I've been there when we lost to teams like Hull and that at home, and there was a lot of booing, but Saturday's booing was on a different level. I mean, it was sustained. Fans stayed behind to boo, and I ain't seen that before. And something has got to be done with this team now. I mean, we can't just keep glossing it over. It's not good enough. I mean, I saw players out there on Saturday like Gervinho. He done it again on Saturday. He's clean through, one-on-one with the keeper. He doesn't even get the ball on target. Come on. You're an international player. You're playing at Arsenal Football Club. You're supposed to bury that chance. He didn't. It was the same thing at Bradford when we lost to Bradford. Gervinho had a chance. It was harder not to score it. He missed it. We went on to draw that game. We got knocked out. I mean, that is the difference. That is the difference in quality. I mean, we hate to say it, but if Robin van Persie would have had those chances that was presented to Gervinho on Saturday, he would have buried them. A lot of fans were complaining about the team that was out. I'm going to be honest with you. I was surprised at how strong that team was that started. It wasn't... I mean, years gone by, we would have beaten a team like Blackburn at home with kids. And we had a lot of first-team players out there. And even the players that came in have been playing regular first-team player games this season. I'm not going to fault Arsene Wenger for the team he put out. I don't think he should be putting his strongest team out in a game like that when we've got that game on Tuesday against Bayern Munich. I mean, when Man United played last week in the Premier League, very important Premier League game, they rested Van Persie and guys like that. Theo Walcott, Jack Wilshere, Santi Cazorla should have been at their house with their feet up watching that game as well on Saturday. The team that was out there should have buried, not just beaten, they should have buried Blackburn, and they didn't. They just thought they could turn up and win that game, and they you know, Blackburn were resilient. They did exactly what Stoke did the other day. Just got everybody behind the ball, and we didn't break them down. And you know, where I would fault Arsene Wenger is the substitutions came on too late. So, you know, you could see as soon as the substitutions came on, it was a totally different game. Jack Wilshere started showing the defenders, showing the midfielders, what they needed to do. Get the ball forward, run at players. Theo ran at players. Santi ran at players. It was a whole different game. It was the Alamo, but they held on. There wasn't enough time in which to get a result. And Arsene, you should have took Gervinho off, like Bully said in one of the interviews. You should have took that guy off at half time. Because he's not going to score. He's just not decisive in front of goal. And Diaby as well. Most frustrating player at Arsenal Football Club. He's got all the talent in the world, but he is so inconsistent. It's unbelievable. He dwells on the ball. He's just got no urgency about him. Compare him to when Jack Wilshere came on. I mean, I was surprised when Diaby stayed on the pitch. I would have taken, unless Rosicky was absolutely knackered, they should have took Diaby off and left Rosicky on, because he was one of the only midfielders showing a bit of dynamics. And It was just overall a really, really poor performance. And let's be honest, there's a lot of fans. I mean, I've been listening to radio. You can't avoid it. Everything's just been all Arsenal negative the whole weekend. And there are a lot of fans. A lot. We can't just brush it under the carpet. There are a lot of fans. Even on Saturday when we were doing the interviews, they want Wenger out. They've had enough. They're fed up. We haven't won a trophy for 8 years. We've got to get real. If it was any other big club, Chelsea, Man United, City, the manager would probably be gone by now. I got to say that Arsenal, even though our fans get criticised for being negative, if you really check it, we're the most patient fans around because we've stood behind the project. They moved us to this new stadium and they said to us, don't worry, we're going to challenge with the very best in the world. That's why we're moving there. We've gone to the new stadium and not only are we not challenging, we've gone back. And Arsene Wenger's been the manager and we hear today that they're looking to offer him a new contract. I think that's terrible timing. He's got to prove something between now and the end of the season. And, you know, I don't want him sacked yet, but it's growing and growing and growing. And, you know, we keep selling our best players. I mean, that's what you get. If you haven't got the star quality players, I keep saying this in a lot of aftermaths, that can turn those really tight games, you're not going to win them. And you're not going to win a trophy. And let's face it, if we would have got through, well, we would have had Millwall in the next round, got to the semis. We still got to get past Man City and Man United probably. Or Chelsea. Is our team good enough to do that? We haven't beaten none of them yet this season. In the Champions League, if we're going to win that, if we get past Bayern, which I hope we do, we still got to get past probably Barcelona or Real Madrid or Dortmund. Is that team good enough to do that? Be honest. Is the team that we got at the moment good enough to do that? I'll leave that question to you. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me get into the tweets. As you can imagine, there weren't too many happy people in these tweets this week. Online Arsenal says, in fairness, I can't say they didn't try. They just failed miserably. No doubt. Andrew says, we started an understrength team and we paid the price for playing out of form and out of condition players in pivotal roles. Now, as I said, I think that the team was decent enough to bury Blackburn. I mean, we used to beat these teams with kids. I mean, how many corners did we have in that game? Why we even bother take set pieces if we never ever, over 20 corners and we can't even be testing the keeper from them? I mean, it's disgraceful. G says, we outplayed them and came away with nothing. Typical of our season. Think we could do with a change of manager in the summer. Curtis Barton says, in this game, we showed that we should have started with youngsters. They would have wanted to impress and would have attacked. Players like Janabi would have done better than Javina, I think he's saying. James says, really disappointing. I felt as though we had a good chance to win the tournament. Looking like another year without a trophy. Agree. Gooner World 76 AFC says, Arsene Wenger didn't help matters much 24 hours before the game, saying that top four is more important than a cup. It doesn't inspire the team now, does it? He's got a fair point there. We want to win something. Top four, don't get me wrong, top four is imperative for a club of Arsenal's size. We know that. But we want to win things. We don't want to just be in the Champions League to make up the numbers. We want to win it. And to win it, we need top quality players. Got to spend some money. Cronkier, if you're watching this, spend. David says, totally unacceptable. The team that started should have been enough to finish off a championship team. I agree entirely. Met Christophe says, we cannot keep dropping out of cups and let our desire be to be top four. Teams are improving around us and we are not. Spend now or die. The 12th man says, lack of ambition. Our club is rotten from top to bottom. And he said the last time when we won a trophy, he was 6 years old. Danny Meehan said, yesterday, I've never seen so much anger and hatred between our own fans. And that's what the club are putting us through. I'll tell you what, that's not wrong. You've got fans at the moment at games. Some are in the Wenger camp, some in the anti-Wenger camp. They're arguing during games. It's just horrible at the moment. Trust me. Matt Chubb says, in my eyes, Jovino should not put on an Arsenal shirt again. Scoring 15 to 20 goals in France is a different matter than playing over here. That's true as well. James Corrigan says the team is playing with absolutely no belief, so much possession, so many shots, but not one goal. Ade says priority game is definitely the Champions League game against Munich. I agree with that. Players given a chance should have put Blackburn away but didn't. Yes, I hear you there. Jovino and Arsene Wenger out, Mourinho and Moyes in, and let's see what happens against Bayern. This Moyes thing, I was arguing with a guy on Twitter yesterday for ages. Why bring in Moyes? He ain't won anything either. We want winners at the club. I've still got faith in Wenger at the moment, but it's wearing very, very thin. Aaron Charles says, same as Stoke, we struggle to open up a wall of defenders. That's very true. Passing left to right, right to left with no penetration is pointless. He said it's very sad. That is so true. Saturday, Diaby, left to right, right to left. Go forward, mate. Forward. Take some players on. You've got the ability. Oh, this championship team, Blackburn. Ivor Potoliski said, this is what you get for selling your top class players for 8 years and buying mediocre. It comes a time when you pay the price. Simples. I agree. If Robin Van Persie was playing, he would have scored on Saturday. Simple as that. We lack the quality, even off of the bench. Let's just say we had started with all the big guns. And it was a game where, because you get these games where it weren't happening for them. What would we have brought off the bench to get us a goal if it was the reverse round? Jovino? Is he going to come on and score you a goal when you need it? No way. Oh, you know what? It's depressing today. It's really depressing. But you know what? We still support Arsenal Football Club. We still love the club. And I'm still hoping, you know what? This could work in reverse, might inspire the players and they might come out all guns blazing against Bayern, because you could see from players like Jack Wilshere's expression, they were really hurt. Really, really hurt on Saturday. So let's hope Tuesday it can inspire me, because that is the hardest of games you could possibly get. Then after that, we got Villa. Then after that, we got Tottenham. So, easy games coming up. Anyway, don't forget, we've got a live hangout tonight happening here on Arsenal Fan TV. Get involved in that. We had a great one last week. I can't imagine what this week's going to be like. We'll obviously be discussing Saturday's game and the game against Bayern Munich. So make sure you get involved with that. Hangout, Google+. It's going to be brilliant tonight. Check out our videos from the weekend. Hey, we're humbled. We've had so many views over the weekend. Some great videos. My favourite of the weekend was, I was interviewing this fan. He was so funny as well. And some Blackburn fans came over by the Adam statue and started singing and, taking the mick out of Arsenal fans. Not a wise thing to do when you've got a lot of very angry fans around, and a little sort of scuffle broke out. Watch that video. It's funny. Also, we got some new T-shirts coming out. To everybody who's been buying these ones, thanks very much. It helps us a lot. We've also got a new Jack Wilshere T-shirt coming out and some others. So look out for that. You'll be able to check those out at arsenalfantv.com. At Instagram, send us your pictures. Thanks to everybody who's been sending us in your pictures. What we've been doing, where we've been asking people to send us in your shirt collection. We've had some amazing collections come in. Check that out on Instagram and also on Twitter. And what we're going to do, we're going to give away a prize to the person who's got the best selection of shirts. There's been some awesome selections so far, even beating some of yours, Sam, trust me. And bloggers, if you've got a blog and you want to blog about games or blog about Arsenal in general, send them in to us here at Arsenal Fan TV. We will post the best ones. Abby Sampson sent us in a brilliant one over the weekend, and that's up on the website at the moment by Abby Sampson. Brilliant blog on Arsenal. Thanks for tuning into the Aftermath today. Hopefully I'll be back on Wednesday with a positive aftermath after we smash Bayern Munich. Hopefully. The Arsenal Fan TV shop is now open. Get your official AFTV merchandise now, including the limited edition In Bully We Trust t-shirt, as well as the Arsenal Fan TV shirts and hoodies.